Hey everyone, what's up? It's a little around 2, just about, or a little after 2, on this TGIF Friday. And you can see there, it's basically a response to a video that Off the Ropes show in the British Fist, and probably many here on YouTube, the YWC and IWC have done, and that is the best and worst of 2012 in WWE and TNA. And I'm not, and when I look at TNA and WWE, yeah, they've had their ups, but they've had their downs. So, to me, both companies have made some good decisions, and they've made some bad decisions. And that's what I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at some of the decisions they made that was bad and that was good. So, let's take a look at some of them, shall we? Let's start with TNA. The good. The best decisions they've made, if you will. The best and good decisions they've made. One good decision is elevating Austin Aries, James Storm, and Bobby Roode to the main event. Now, I know you all think, well, Bobby Roode was elevated towards the end of 2011, so was James Storm. Yes. But the thing is, they weren't truly elevated into that scene until last year. And then you take a look, because you take a look at several of the world title matches that Bobby Roode had, and just allowed him to showcase why he was being pushed as a champion. It also showcased why TNA had some faith in him as champion. As far as him and James Storm's situation, I know a lot of people don't like the fact that I know a lot of folks didn't like the fact that TNA broke up Beer Money, but the truth is, folks, when you have a team like Beer Money that's been almost record-setting tag team champions, you're bound to break them up. Because it's an old saying, nothing lasts forever, and not every tag team lasts forever, and it's always the fans wanting to see a tag team go at each other. They want to see who is the best. And that has happened multiple times over in wrestling. So yeah, not a lot of people may have been happy about Beer Money being broken up. But you know what? To me, it was one of the best decisions they made. It truly was one of the best decisions they made. Hold on for a second. Alright, sorry about that, folks. That's the one disadvantage of being outside. You always have to hide the camera because you don't always know when people are going to say something. But like I said, even though some may have not liked the fact that Beer Money broke up, you have to agree it was the best decision, because look at the kind of matches we got. We got some phenomenal matches. Brutal, bloody, you name it, you got it. You had a phenomenal cage match between the two at Lockdown. And then you had a brutal street fight between the two at Bound for Glory. Probably some of the best booking that TNA had done in a while. And then you take a look at another good decision, another best decision they've made, in Austin Aries. They basically used Austin Aries as the catalyst, as the foundation piece, as the first foundation piece to hopefully a new tradition that's going to be established in TNA. And that tradition is to allow the X Division champion, whoever it may be, to cash in their championship for a shot at the World Heavyweight title at Destination X. And if last year is any indication of what TNA can do with this new stipulation, this new tradition, we hope, then I guess we could look forward to some new TNA World Champions being crowned at Destination X. It's true. It's very, very true. We could probably look forward to that in the near future. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, I know and I understand a lot of people are afraid that TNA's going to crap all over it. And that's okay to be afraid of that. That's okay. But you know what? If, like I say, if last year's any indication, whoever the X Division champion here is this year, around that time, look forward to them wearing the World Championship after Destination X. And I know several names are being tossed around. Kenny King, Zema Ion, RVD, as much as people may not want to hear that. Kid Cash. I mean, the list just goes on and on about it. And to me, heck, you can even throw AJ Styles into that, and even Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, because they're X Division caliber wrestlers. Don't think they won't want a shot going in. Don't think TNA's not going to book them in title matches just because storyline-wise they might want a shot at trying to become world champion at Destination X. So they will. There's no doubt that they will. But again, it all depends on who the champion is at that time. It all depends on who's wearing the X Division gold and who TNA pushes at towards Destination X, X Division champion going towards Destination X this year. But again, to me, that was a great booking decision in allowing Austin Aries to be that foundation and be the first to successfully cash in his championship to become world champion and allow him to have that lengthy title reign into Bound for Glory. Make sure nothing's coming. As far as worst decisions they have made, there have been several worst decisions TNA has made this year. First of all, the first worst decision they made, of course, was the Clara Lynch deal. I mean, I think I agree with anybody, like, when I asked the question, where did this come from? How did this come about? Whose idea was this? I mean, it's like, where did they get this idea? It's stupid. Right? It's stupid. And apparently, whoever came up with it didn't kind of plan ahead as to the reaction fans were going to give to it. I mean, you had the Off the Ropes show, you had the British Fist, you had Brad of the Brad Rules, you had Tree of Woe, you had Suicide Dive Wrestling, even myself, and many others, even on the IWC, those at the Wrestling News World, PWI Torch, Ringside News. You had a lot of people crapping on this storyline because it was stupid. And all because of what? To what? Advance the AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels rivalry and feud? Is that it? Is that what this whole thing was about? And then and then what? And then what? And again, what is this going to lead to? And what did this lead towards? What? Several matches between Daniels and Styles and Kazarian and Styles, Angle and Daniels and Kazarian? Is that what this led to? Okay, some great matches, I'll give it that. But besides that, what did it ultimately lead to? ultimately lead to? Oh, I don't know. An AJ Styles heel turn towards the end of the year? Is that what it led to? Because apparently that's what it did. I mean, if you take a look at one of the impacts a few weeks ago, after Final Resolution, there's your answer. You know, there's your answer. TNA basically just used this entire storyline, if you will, to ultimately turn AJ Styles heel at the end of the year. That's all they did. And again, they don't plan ahead or anything, because if they had planned ahead, let me think. They would have been ready for the possibility that their lead lady, if you will. Hold on for a second, folks. I'm going past the skate park here. Sorry about that. I'm going past the skate park here, but again, like I said, had they planned ahead, and whoever came up with the storyline planned ahead, they would have been ready to, they would have been prepared for the possibility that the leading lady would have left or something. That's what they would have done. They would have prepared themselves for the fact that somebody in the storyline would have enough of it and leave. So were they ready? Oh yeah, right at the last minute. Instead of having Clara Litch herself, or whoever the lady's name was that portrayed her, come out and admit the truth, instead they have a lawyer lady come out and admit the truth for her. What sense does that make? I mean, yeah, it brought closure to the damn storyline, but what sense did that make? It made nothing. It made no sense. And ultimately, again, what happens towards the end of the year? AJ Styles turns heel. Doesn't make a bit of sense, folks. Doesn't make one bit of sense. And I think TNA, Impact Wrestling, they know that now. But then, you want to talk about another disappointing or worst decision of the year? Aces and Eights. I mean, it's only now, in the past few months, that we're finally getting some members unmasked. And yet you have a whole variety of other members of that group that have yet to be unmasked. But it's like you're unmasking key members. And okay, I'm cool with that, but it takes this long to do. I mean, Bound for Glory, when you had Devon unmasked, I'll give TNA credit. They fooled us. They made us think Devon was gone from the company. But to have him unmasked as a member of Aces and Eights, whose decision was that? I mean, I would have been better off if it was indeed Jeff Jarrett or Eric Bischoff or even Garrett Bischoff. But this? With Devon? And then as time goes on, you only have several, and then you have all the other, and instead, Hold on for a second, I'll be back with part